Met-Rx, shaping every body.
This is Dave Palumbo with RxMuscle.com in the Iron Asylum with Justin Fargo. We are here 2 weeks out from the 2010 IFBB North America Championships. We're going to do a little back training here at Powerhouse Gym in Fenton, Michigan. Welcome, Justin.
Hey, how's it going, Dave?
Very good. You just had a very successful weekend. You won your second Michigan State overall championships there. Well, actually, it wasn't Michigan State. The second title in Michigan State, I should say. You won the Central States there. Congratulations.
Yep, that's the second state title in a row. We won the Western Mr. Michigan back in October, and then I got with you, and with you we just rolled into Central States and cleaned house there pretty overwhelmingly, and that was the plan. 8 weeks out from Nationals and 2 weeks out from North Americans, going there and take a title and roll in with momentum.
Now, from the look of the pictures, obviously you were without a doubt the most conditioned guy in the show. And as you and I talked about a little earlier, conditioning wins shows. It's the bottom line, especially at that state level. Moving up to the North American now, what's your strategy going into this show? Obviously, you're kind of like a dark horse candidate. No one's expecting anything of you, which kind of takes the pressure off.
Yeah, it does. We've been really busting tail, and to go in there, I think being the new guy on the block and rolling in with a couple state titles going in, picking up some momentum through RX and Jeff Saigo, and Facebook. Hopefully, I'm getting out and people are taking notice. But a top 5, top 3 would be perfect in my eyes, and then go from there and try to tighten things up and take a look at things with you and roll in Nationals and hopefully pin it down there.
Let's talk a little bit about back training, because you do have a real good back. It's a strong body part for you on stage. Obviously, not only do you have good development there, you have real good conditioning. What has been the basis of your back training pretty much over this last year?
Really, this year was like we talked, conditioning. I've been told over the years, got really good lines, got really good symmetry. I really don't have any down body parts. So this year was just get with you, get with the diet, get nutrition, work everything equally. I think in this video we were doing a lot of overhead stuff again, keeping my low back out of it, and just trying to stretch out and keep the wings wide.
When you say keeping your lower back out of it, what's the purpose of doing that? What's your goal here?
Well, on hamstring day, I bring in my lower back for deadlifting and finish up there. So I try not to use my lower back on bad day.
And what do you do exactly to isolate that? Because a lot of people might have a similar philosophy. What do you particularly do? What exercises do you stick with that keeps the lower back from, helping out or assisting?
Right, just really keeping away from any low rows. Once in a while I'll throw them in just so I don't neglect them, but usually everything's overhead machines or cables for my back to keep everything nice and wide overhand. The wider I can get them, the better. That way I can keep the width, and then working the thickness, we went back to deadlifting and kept with powerlifting in that motion. So I'm trying not to keep the low back from fatiguing on the deadlifts.
Now, when do you do deadlifts? On what day?
We do deadlifts on Wednesday.
I mean, what are the body parts? Is that on a leg day, or what do you do?
It's all by itself.
So you devote an entire day to just deadlifts and lower back?
Yep. Well, I do one body part once a day, 7 days a week. So one body part gets 1 hour full out.
Okay, and you don't take any days off?
No, we went through that on the last video. I think nobody believes me, but 7 days a week.
Wow, that's pretty extreme. Now, do you do that 365 days a year?
Unless I'm hurt or on vacation.
So you go to, so if we went to the gym, you'd be there on Christmas. You'd find a gym open.
Sunday morning after that winning the state title, I was in doing traps and calves with my guys.
That's pretty intense. Yeah, you must have had you had to take the day of the show off. That must have been driving you crazy.
Well, I guess we looked at it as opposing day anyway, so it was a workout.
Now, do you ever feel like you're just overtrained and at some point?
Well, Dave, if things aren't going good, I'll take a day off. Or if my legs feel fatigued or something, I'll take a day off. But, I'm not recklessly training. But, if things are going well and, the diet's going good and stress is down and, I get massage therapy once, twice a week, I'm taking care of it. I mean, I'm looking to make this is my job. training and lifting weights and bodybuilding. This is it.
You see, I got to question you very intensely about this because people are going to on the boards. You know, they're gonna watch this video and they go, this guy's full of shit. He doesn't train every single day. You know? How long you been doing this whole thing every day? Has this been a couple of years, or has it just been recently?
We went back to this probably a year ago. I've had my guys on it for about 2 years. But again, you just went back to pictures and figured out, you know, I used to do 2 body parts and a workout. Well, by the time I got to the second body part, I was so tired it was falling behind, like my hamstrings. You know, I used to do them with another body part. They were falling behind. So I said, screw it, we'll just spend an hour on every body part and we'll train it, you know, till fatigue and just do it that way. We'll just isolate everything to the smallest part and train it. And so far, so good. You know, we went up in the off-season videos. You know, we were powerlifting 500 straight legs. You know, 500 reps with T-bar. You know, for 13 reps. So, you know, and nothing got sacrificed over training like that. All the weights were there. The muscle gain was there. Conditioning was there this year. Walked out without any injuries. You know, can't complain.
Look, you got to work. You got to do what works for you. And like I always say, everyone's body's a little different. And if you found something that works for you, then go with it. But you know, everyone out there watching should know that this is not something that everyone can do. Now, what do you do? Do you work during the day at all?
This is my job. This is all I do. I mean, I own Pro Fitness Group. It's a personal training company.
Right.
But, you know, the last 5 years I've been putting my career a little bit behind and put my business forward. And now I'm putting myself forward, my business, in the hands of my guys. And, you know, I'm at that point in my life to make 100% commitment with you and Metrics and try to get this pro card nailed down.
Okay. Now, Metrics is sponsoring you. Is that right?
Absolutely. Okay. They're taking care of me this year. Couldn't ask for more from them. Been a great company.
Yeah, no, they're great. They sponsor all these in the Iron Asylum training videos, so without them, these wouldn't be possible. So we definitely have to thank them. Now, I'm watching you do some pull-ups, but it's a very short push, or I should say short pull-up. You're not going all the way up. You're kind of like just rotating your... What are you doing here? You're rotating your scapula?
Yep, I'm just isolating my back and keeping my arms out of it, and just working the very widest part of my back, you know, connected point, just rolling up the back and then rolling it back down and completely stretching it out, so I can try to get as much width out of my back as I can.
Is that like
I'm giving all my secrets away, Dave?
Well, you're doing it here. I got to ask you about it now. You're doing this. What muscles would you say are you employing the most in this particular movement?
Well, when I start moving in narrow, I'm not sure why we do them wide and narrow. When I go narrow, I start to feel a lot more in my lower lat. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, when we get to the wider ones, I'm feeling it more back up underneath the rear delt and the tie-in from the outer lat up into the tricep. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I'm watching you do it, and it is a short movement, but you could tell that you're really focusing and you're pulling from your back, and all the back muscles are contracting. You're not cheating or anything.
Right. It's got to be something that, you know, it's something that's not very easily picked up. You know, it's a lot of mind control over this to keep your bicep out and just try to articulate your back. You know, it's hard to do it right, but to get, you know, as much growth out of my back as I have, that's one of the things that I did. Kind of like that one exercise with the bars that were pinned in the floor. I wanted to show you something that was a little bit different. When
you're heavy in the off season, okay, and you weigh a lot more, is it harder to do these? I mean, you're able to still do pull-ups like this?
Oh yeah, yep.
That's pretty intense.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, it's just one of those little things that I wanted to show you that, you know, has been kind of the things that I keep with my guys trying to get some wide back development. That we use just a regular old, I don't think we have it in this video, but a regular straight bar, an old bench bar that we cut and put a tab on, so we can get our arms out as wide as we can, really stretching the lat out.
So you're a big believer in going wide on pull downs to increase width.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm getting width is really wide, and then, you know, thickening it up is going back narrow. Okay. You know, low rows, you know, we tend to get up to the stack with a couple 45s on it. We'll try to rep it out and see who can crack first, but that's the off season right now, just trying to shape everything up.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I see you doing close grips now, obviously, and you can see the different parts of your back contracting your traps and your, like you said, your lower lats a little bit. Now that chain around your neck has got to be what, about 30 inches?
Yeah, it's 28.
Yeah, it looked like it's pretty long. I was gonna say, there's no way you're getting a 22-inch chain around that neck.
No, hopefully not. If that's the case, I'm slacking in the gym.
That's right. Now I know what kind of diet. Obviously, we know you're doing. Follow my dieting philosophy: the high protein, moderate fat, very low carbs.
Yep.
You're a little more lucky in the sense you get to eat a little bit more than most guys do.
Everybody's freaking out about that, Dave. I went to the show and it was like, "You're not going to have any carbs, right?" And I said, "No, I'm getting carbs." I think I had 140 grams almost all the way up to it, and they're like freaking out. "You're working with Dave and you're getting carbs."
In your body, 140 grams is like giving you nothing because your metabolism's so fast. So you are obviously in the gifted category of keeping as far as metabolisms go. But let's talk a little bit about presentation, because I'm a big believer, and I've been going over this with a lot of guys recently, how important it is to present what you got on stage. How much time do you spend per day working on posing?
Well, I do posing coaching, and I've gone and got a lot of posing coaching. And, that's one of the things. We go to shows, and my guys go to shows, and everyone goes, "Man, your posing is right on. It's perfect." I mean, but you're right. You can have a great body and throw it away with crappy posing. I tell people that every day. And my OCD tends to kick in, and, so you get obsessive compulsive about it. And I practice quite a bit, and plus I practice a lot of guys. So, it helps living the sport I don't know how you could do this and be at the top, live life.
Well, it's funny you mention that, because I tell a lot of people when I told them, I was never a very good poser, and I learned how to really present myself on stage the best when I was helping other people pose. And it's kind of like if you become a teacher of any kind of material. Like I started teaching a training course. You learn the material that much better because you have to be able to articulate it to other people. And the same thing with posing. The more you do it, the more you try to show people. You break down the different poses. It just kind of clicks in your own head a little bit more.
Right. And it's, and even I show people, when I show them a wide back, and then I said, okay, now when you get to my level, now you can start to stretch your shoulders apart and then rolling things a certain way.
Right.
There's a lot to it.
Sure. Well, Justin, congratulations. You look great here.
Thanks.
You won the Central States. Good momentum going into the North Americans in 2 weeks. I suspect you're going to do real well there, and we'll be following your progress the entire weekend.
All right, Dave, I appreciate it. I couldn't ask for more on your end or Metric's end. It's been an awesome year.
For now, we're out of time. I'm Dave Palumbo with Justin Fargo, and the Iron is out.